What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. MTG here with another episode. If you're new to the channel, hi there. So the iPhone 15 Pro Max, I've had it for about 4 months now, and that's quite some time to give my extended thoughts and experience about the 15 Pro Max using this device. And if you should pick one up now or wait until the iPhone 16, even though this waiting for the next phone to come out is just a yearly thing. Like, wait for the iPhone 16, then the iPhone 16 comes out, wait for the iPhone 17 then, and then the iPhone 17 comes out. You know what I mean? It's an everlasting cycle. So I'm just gonna say right off the bat, no need to wait for the iPhone 16. If you're in need of a new iPhone, just pick up the iPhone 15 Pro Max. You're going to be happy with your purchase. You're going to enjoy the 15 Pro Max. I personally have been loving this device. It's become a main powerhouse of my business, of the work that I do on the daily. And yes, I'm super happy to see the Tesla app finally on the iPhone. There we go. Model 3, it's coming. Tesla Model 3 refresh, Project Highland. I waited for this for months and I finally picked it up. So yes, I'm going to have a Tesla Model 3. Super excited for this, and definitely going to be putting out Tesla-oriented content and integrating it into my tech reviews and tech content. So definitely be sure to stay on the lookout. But let's dive into the 15 Pro Max. I've been blabbering long enough. Starting off with this design. It's an iPhone, first of all, but Apple has refined it. It's built out of titanium on the sides. It has USB-C. It has some really good speakers. Triple camera setup is awesome. It still has the dynamic island right here, which is like, I don't really mind it anymore. Like, I've gotten used to it. It's got a great display, gets plenty bright at 2000 nits. It's got a really good front-facing camera. Overall, it's a great build, great design too. And I personally love this blue titanium color. In some scenarios, like looking at the lighting, I don't know, it makes the blue look really good. I'm personally a fan of this color, but I think later on I may go ahead and pick up a just space black iPhone 15 Pro. I've seen the natural titanium and I know people that have it, and it's all right, but I also do like the space black, so I'm probably going to pick that one up for the 15 Pro, the smaller model. But nonetheless, definitely this design and build feels great. And if you've used the 13 Pro Max, 14 Pro Max, this is definitely later, and that's because of the titanium. And it's held up. I have a screen protector. I have a case. I love this case. It's also a blue case from ESR. I'll be leaving a link in the description down below, but it fits really well with the color of my iPhone. So nonetheless, 4 months later, it's held up really well. I do want to go caseless, but you know, I spent quite a lot of money on the 15 Pro Max. So I'm not going caseless for now. Let's talk about the software and the performance. So it's been running iOS 17, obviously, since launch. That's what it's launched with. It's been very bug-free in my use case. Haven't come across any issues whatsoever. A17 Pro is an awesome chipset, and it has like the raw performance power of like the M1 MacBook Air. So, like, when you look at the numbers, I don't really care about the numbers too much, but that does say something. Like, that's some pretty good power in your mobile device. Like, you won't have any issues whatsoever if you're gonna play Call of Duty mobile, if you're gonna be playing Clash of Clans, be watching lots of YouTube videos, multitask, whatever it is, you won't have any issues with the 15 Pro Max. And day-to-day use has been extremely smooth. Like I said, no issues whatsoever. Apple is continuously pushing out software updates. But this is a personal use. I haven't come across any software bugs or issues, but others may. So just do keep that in mind while you're watching this. You may have come across it. I personally haven't, and I'm just sharing with you guys what I've experienced in the past 4 months. The camera on this device my channel says it all. My channel says it all. Obviously, I'm not recording this video with the 15 Pro Max, but pretty much all my other videos with my A-roll, they're recorded with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I take a lot of photos now with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Yeah, I was not, I wouldn't take too many photos with the 15 Pro Max, but I'm taking those photos and the videos for content for the business, for the channel, and they perform really well. And I'm liking it more and more with each day, and I always make sure to have it in my pocket at all times wherever I go. So if I need to make some content, I have the 15 Pro Max and I'm all set to go. So if you do pick up a 15 Pro Max and you want to start making content on YouTube or short form videos like TikTok, whatever it may be, this is the perfect you do not have any excuse whatsoever. Record your video, you take a photo, edit on Adobe Lightroom or use iMovie on the 15 Pro Max, get started on making content, you're all set to go. You got no excuse. Cameras on the 15 Pro Max are awesome. It's just that. Just one word, awesome. Battery life is pretty good. It's definitely better than the 14 Pro Max, I'll put it that way, but it's not as great as the 13 Pro Max when that came out during its launch. That was like the best battery life on a smartphone that I've ever used. This is all right. It could be better, but nonetheless, like it gets me throughout the day, and that's really it. 13 Pro Max would get me into the second day. That was great, but this is okay. I hope with software updates, further software updates can also help better with the battery life, and also the fact that it performs a little bit better than when I first had, obviously, because as you start to use the phone more and more, the software itself and the phone itself starts to understand how you use the phone, and it kills background apps if there is any open and whatnot. So it learns how the user uses the device. So that's a good thing. This overheating thing, I think it's finally simmered down after its initial release. I've only experienced it once, and it was a FaceTime call 10 minutes in, and it got extremely warm, but that was it. So no other complaints. We're closing the whole overheating thing. Apple did issue software updates for that as well, and I haven't come across anything after that. Maybe just the occasional getting warm to the touch, but that's going to happen when you're recording a lot of video or when you're taking a lot of photos or playing frequent games. The phone's going to get warm to the touch no matter what. So overheating thing, I think we can finally put that aside. 6 to 7 hours of screen on time for me on the 15 Pro Max. It's pretty good. And I also just want to touch base on the price, because for me and for a lot of consumers, price is an important factor when picking up a smartphone. And starting off with 256 gigs for the 15 Pro Max, $11.99. They got rid of the 128 gig model for $10.99, so the base model starts at $11.99. The 15 Pro starts at $9.99, so like you're thinking of a $200 difference. Apple just got rid of the base model essentially and made 256 the base model and just kept the prices essentially the same. If you were to pick up the 14 Pro Max last year, 256, you'd still be paying $11.99. This year, you're picking up a 256 gig and paying $11.99. If you want to get 512 gigs, $13.99, 1 terabyte, $15.99. I think for future models, I will definitely be going for a larger capacity, either 512 or 1 terabyte. Even though I haven't used up probably like 45, 46% of the 256 gigs, they're definitely like things I plan on doing in the future, upping the quality. So it's probably going to use up more storage on the 15 Pro Max. But yeah, pricing, it's expensive. I'll put it that way. If you get a good carrier deal, that's awesome. Maybe you have a trade-in, that also works. But there are the prices. You could essentially go for like a renewed or a used if you can find one on a good deal. But typically Apple doesn't put these down, like they don't go on sale from Apple directly. If you want to get it on sale, kind of got to go through a carrier for that. Just do keep in mind, $11.99 is the base price here in the US. So my final thoughts. Should you pick up the 15 Pro Max 4 months later? Well, given this the best iPhone currently on the market, and it's the best iPhone that Apple makes, I mean, obviously, why would you wait for the next iPhone? I mean, September, at the time of this recording in January, September is like 8-9 months away. I don't know why one would wait. that's a long time to wait for a new phone. But yeah, I think this is a great buy. For those who are, going to pick up a new phone and they're eyeing on the 15 Pro Max, really can't go wrong. It's a really refined phone. And I haven't talked about the action button at all in this video because I didn't switch it to anything else. It's still my mute switch button. So for me, it doesn't really matter too much. But for those who use the action button, there are definitely some cool shortcuts. Actually, though, I think I might change it now that I am ordering a Model 3 and I might map the button to the Tesla app. We'll see. But for now, for the past 4 months, it's just been my mute switch, so I haven't really talked about it. But overall, amazing iPhone. I use this for my work, and I can recommend this wholeheartedly for those who are looking to make content. Like if you have a 15 Pro Max, even a 14 Pro, 13 Pro Max, 13 mini, whatever it is, you have a great device to start making content. You got no excuses. This is your gateway. You never know. You never know. Just pull the trigger, start making content. I start with the LG G3, and I'm super happy that I'm making content with the 15 Pro Max. Yes, I have a Sony a7 Mark III, and I use that, but I really do love using the 15 Pro Max to make content too. Anyway, that's been it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to superman the like button, comment down below. Best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel a lot and will help push my content out to more people. And also definitely be sure to check out my wallpaper packs in the description down below. This is one of my favorite ones. It's called Illusions. I also have a couple other favorite ones too, but this one's called Illusions. And also be sure to check out my merchandise. Links are also in the description down below. I've got desk mats, coffee mugs, water bottles, duffel bags, sweatshirts, sweaters, joggers, you name it, we got it. Link in the description down below. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.